The disciplined secret that changes your life forever. No motivation needed. The awakening. There is a moment that changes a life. Most people miss it. A few people see it. Almost no one understands it. It is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is quiet. It is simple. It is the moment you realize motivation is a lie. Motivation feels good. Motivation feels strong. Motivation feels powerful. But motivation fades. It always fades. It fades when you are tired. It fades when you are bored. It fades when life gets hard. Discipline is different. Discipline stays. Discipline waits. Discipline works in silence. It does not care how you feel. It cares what you do. Most people wait to feel ready. They wait to feel excited. They wait to feel inspired. They wait for the perfect day. That day never comes. Winners do not wait. They begin. They begin when tired. They begin when unsure. They begin when afraid. That is the first secret. Action comes before confidence. Look at a mountain. From far away, it looks impossible. It looks huge. It looks scary. It looks too high to climb. But step closer. Take one step, then one more. Now the mountain changes. It is no longer a monster. It is a path. Discipline turns mountains into paths. You do not need strength to start. You need a decision. One decision. A quiet decision. A private decision. You decide you will act. Not when you want, when you must. That choice is power. The world teaches the wrong lesson. It teaches hype. It teaches excitement. It teaches fast success. It teaches easy wins. But real growth is slow. Real growth is silent. Real growth is boring. And that is why most people quit. They want fireworks. They want cheers. They want applause. Discipline gives none of that. It gives repetition. It gives routine. It gives effort. At first, it feels dull. At first, it feels small. At first, it feels pointless. But something is happening. Something invisible. Something powerful. You are changing. Not outside, inside. Your mind is learning obedience. Your habits are learning rhythm. Your focus is learning direction. This is the hidden stage. The stage no one sees, the stage that decides everything. A seed under soil looks dead. It looks lost. It looks useless. But under the soil, roots grow, slowly, silently, patiently. Discipline is that root. People see success. They do not see roots. They see the tree. They do not see the years underground. If you want the tree, you must accept the soil. This is where most people walk away. They cannot stand slow progress. They cannot stand silence. They cannot stand waiting. They want proof. They want results. They want signs. Discipline gives none, not at first. It asks for trust. Trust is hard. Trust is scary. Trust is lonely. Because no one claps for effort nobody sees. You wake early. No one knows. You practice daily. No one knows. You improve slowly. No one knows. That is the test. Can you continue without applause? Can you continue without praise? Can you continue without results? That question separates lives. The weak stop. The strong continue. Not because they feel strong,
Because they choose strong. Strength is not a feeling. Strength is a decision repeated daily. Every morning life asks you one question. Will you act or will you wait? Waiting is easy. Waiting is comfortable. Waiting is safe. Action is hard. Action is uncertain. Action is uncomfortable. But action builds power. Comfort builds weakness. Your mind loves comfort. It wants rest. It wants pleasure. It wants ease. It whispers softly. It says relax. It says later. It says tomorrow. Those whispers steal years. Discipline hears those whispers. Then it smiles. Then it works anyway. That is why disciplined people look calm. They are not fighting the world. They are mastering themselves. The real battle is never outside. It is inside. It is the battle between easy and right. It is the battle between now and later. It is the battle between comfort and growth. Every day you choose a side. Each choice seems small. Each choice seems harmless. Each choice seems tiny. But small choices shape destiny. One skipped effort becomes a habit. One delay becomes a pattern. One excuse becomes a lifestyle. Life is not changed in one moment. It is changed in many moments. Moment by moment, choice by choice, step by step. Discipline is winning those moments. Not once, often, then always. You do not become strong in a day. You become strong daily. Consistency is the real secret. Not intensity, consistency. Intensity burns fast. Consistency burns forever. A match burns bright, then dies. The sun burns steady for billions of years. Be the sun. Steady effort looks weak until time passes. Then it looks unstoppable. Imagine two people. One works hard for one day. The other works a little every day. After 1 week, the first is tired. The second is stronger. After 1 month, the first has stopped. The second has improved. After 1 year, the first has quit. The second has transformed.
That is the math of discipline. Small work multiplied by time equals greatness. People search for hacks. They search for tricks. They search for shortcuts. Discipline is not a hack. It is a path. A long path. A quiet path. A powerful path. Walking it changes you. At first, you walk slowly. Then you walk steady. Then you walk strong. One day, you realize something. You are not forcing yourself anymore. You are becoming someone new. The lazy voice is weaker. The focused voice is louder. You still feel tired. You still feel doubt. You still feel fear. But you move anyway. That is transformation. Transformation is not loud. It is silent, like snow falling at night. You do not see it happen, but morning shows everything changed. Discipline is that snowfall. Quiet, constant, unstoppable. The world thinks success is talent. It is not. Talent helps, luck helps, support helps, but discipline decides. Because talent without discipline fades, luck without discipline disappears, support without discipline fails. Discipline is the force that remains. It remains when energy is low. It remains when mood is bad. It remains when results are slow. It remains when nothing else does. That is why it is powerful. And that is why it is rare. Most people never build it, not because they cannot, because they will not. They stop too soon. They doubt too fast. They quit too early. They think progress should feel exciting. Real progress often feels boring. Reading daily feels boring. Training daily feels boring. Practicing daily feels boring. But boring builds brilliance. Repetition builds mastery. Routine builds freedom. Freedom is not doing anything you want. Freedom is being able to do what matters.
Discipline gives that freedom. It frees you from moods. It frees you from excuses. It frees you from delay. It gives control. Control of time, control of focus, control of direction. And control is power. Not loud power, quiet power. The strongest person in a room is often the calmest. The calmest person is often the most disciplined, because storms do not shake deep roots. Discipline grows roots, deep roots, strong roots, unbreakable roots. When life shakes you, those roots hold. When problems hit you, those roots hold. When doubt attacks you, those roots hold. That is why discipline changes a life forever. Not because it is dramatic, because it is permanent. Motivation visits, discipline stays. Motivation cheers, discipline builds. Motivation starts, discipline finishes. And finishing is rare. Anyone can start, few finish. Finishers win.
If you want to be different, train discipline. If you want to be strong, train discipline. If you want to be unstoppable, train discipline. Not tomorrow, today. Not loudly, quietly. Not perfectly, consistently. This is the secret. Simple, silent, certain. Discipline changes your life forever. And it begins with one choice, your next one. Part 2. The War Within. Inside you, there are two voices. Both speak every day. Both sound like you, but they want different lives. One voice wants ease. One voice wants growth. One says rest. One says rise. One says later. One says now. This is the war within. No one sees it. No one hears it, but it decides everything. You can win outside battles. You can win arguments. You can win competitions. You can win applause. But if you lose this inner war, you lose your life. Because your life follows your choices. Your choices follow your habits. Your habits follow your discipline. The battle starts early, often before sunrise. An alarm rings. The room is dark. The bed is warm. The easy voice whispers, "Stay, rest, sleep more." The strong voice speaks quietly, "Get up, move, begin." That moment looks small. It is not. That moment is training. When you rise anyway, you train your will. When you stay anyway, you train your excuses. You are always training something. Every choice feeds a side. Feed discipline, and it grows. Feed comfort, and it grows. Whichever grows, leads. Most people think strength is loud. They think it is shouting. They think it is force. Real strength is quiet. Real strength is choosing what is hard again and again and again. Not because you enjoy pain, because you respect purpose. Purpose is stronger than feeling. Feelings change like weather. Purpose stands like a mountain. Rain comes, wind comes, storms come. The mountain stays. When your purpose is clear, your excuses become weak. Excuses need confusion. They need doubt. They need delay. Clarity destroys them. That is why disciplined people think deeply. They ask simple questions. Who do I want to become? What must I do daily? What must I stop doing? Clear answers create strong action. Unclear answers create endless delay. Indecision is the enemy of discipline. The mind fears effort. It fears discomfort. It fears failure. So it invents stories. I will start tomorrow. I am not ready. I need more time. I need the perfect plan. These stories feel safe. They sound smart. They sound reasonable.
but they steal years. The truth is simple. Action creates readiness. You do not become ready first. You become ready by starting. A runner becomes strong by running. A reader becomes wise by reading. A builder becomes skilled by building. Not before, during. The war inside you hates this truth because it removes excuses. Excuses are comfort. Action is risk, but risk is growth. Every time you act despite doubt, you win a battle. Every time you move despite fear, you win a battle. Every time you work despite mood, you win a battle. Small battles, quiet battles, invisible battles. Win enough of them, you become unstoppable. Not overnight, over time. Discipline is not one victory. It is many victories stacked. Like bricks. 1 brick looks small. 10 bricks look simple. 1,000 bricks build a fortress. Habits are bricks. Daily actions are bricks. Choices are bricks. Build long enough, you become unshakable. People will ask how you changed. They will think it was sudden. It was not sudden. It was silent. They saw the result. They missed the process. The process is always quiet. A tree does not grow loudly. Muscles do not grow loudly. Wisdom does not grow loudly. Growth whispers. Noise is distraction. Silence is construction. The world is full of noise. Notifications, opinions, arguments, entertainment. Noise pulls you outward. Discipline pulls you inward. Outward is endless. Inward is powerful. When you look inward, you see truth. You see your habits. You see your patterns. You see your weaknesses. Most people avoid that mirror. They stay busy. They stay distracted. They stay entertained. Because silence reveals. But disciplined people enter silence. They sit with it. They listen to it. In silence, they meet themselves. That meeting changes everything. You start to notice your thoughts. You start to notice your impulses. You start to notice your triggers. Awareness creates control. You cannot control what you do not see. Once you see your patterns, you can shape them. You see when laziness appears. You see when fear speaks. You see when doubt rises. Now you are ready. Not ready to avoid them, ready to face them. Discipline is not destroying weakness. It is leading it. Your tired self still exists. Your distracted self still exists. Your fearful self still exists. But they no longer lead. You lead. Leadership of self is the highest power. Many people want to lead others. Few can lead themselves. If you cannot command your actions, you cannot command your future. Self-command is built slowly, choice by choice, day by day, test by test. Tests come daily. A screen calls your name. A snack calls your attention. A bed calls your body. None of these are enemies, but they are tests. Can you choose what matters more? This is the question of discipline. Not once, repeatedly. Repetition is the training ground of mastery. The mind learns by repetition. Repeat delay, it learns delay. Repeat focus, it learns focus. Repeat quitting, it learns quitting. Repeat finishing, it learns finishing. You become what you repeat. That is why routine is powerful. Routine removes debate. When something is routine, you do not argue with yourself. You do not negotiate. You do not delay. You act. Decision once, action daily. That is discipline. Many people decide daily. Few decide once. If you must decide every morning, you will lose many mornings. Decide once, then follow. For example, do not decide each day if you will practice. Decide that you always practice. Do not decide each day if you will learn. Decide that you always learn. Rules remove weakness. Clear rules create strong lives. The inner war hates rules because rules remove excuses. Excuses need options. Discipline removes options. It says, "This is who I am. This is what I do. This is how I live." Identity is the strongest force. When discipline becomes identity, the war becomes quiet. You no longer fight every choice because the answer is already decided. A disciplined person does not ask, "Should I work today?" They say, "I work." Not because they feel strong, because that is who they are. Identity turns effort into nature. At first, discipline feels forced. Later, it feels normal. Finally, it feels automatic. That is the evolution. Force, stability, freedom. Yes, freedom. Discipline does not trap you. It frees you. It frees you from hesitation. It frees you from chaos. It frees you from regret. Undisciplined people feel free early. They do whatever they want. Later, they feel trapped by stress, by deadlines, by consequences. Disciplined people feel restricted early. They train, they focus, they sacrifice. Later, they feel free because they built strength, because they built skill, because they built control. Short comfort, long pain. Short pain, long power. Choose wisely. The war within never fully ends. Even the strongest feel resistance. Even the wisest feel doubt. Even the greatest feel fatigue.
The difference is simple. They do not obey it. Feelings visit. They do not lead. Emotion speaks. Purpose answers. Doubt knocks. Discipline continues. That is mastery. Not perfection, direction. Not never falling, always rising. Not feeling strong, acting strong. Every time you act with discipline, you send a message to yourself. I can trust me. Self-trust is priceless. When you trust yourself, fear loses power because you know something. No matter what happens, you will act, you will adapt, you will continue. That knowledge creates calm. Calm is strength. Calm minds make clear decisions. Clear decisions create strong actions. Strong actions create powerful lives. So the real enemy is not outside, not people, not problems, not pressure. The real enemy is surrender. Surrender to delay, surrender to comfort, surrender to excuses. Defeat that enemy, you change your destiny. Win the inner war, you win everything. Because the world cannot stop someone who refuses to stop themselves. Part 3. The Unstoppable Self. You stand in the quiet morning and feel a new power inside your chest. It is not loud. It is not wild. It is steady, like a mountain that has watched 10,000 storms pass. This power is your disciplined self. It does not shout. It does not beg. It simply moves. You once waited for motivation to pull you forward. Now you walk without waiting. You once needed praise to feel strong. Now your strength grows in silence. Discipline has become your shadow. It follows you everywhere. It stands beside you when things are easy. It stands closer when things are hard. You wake before excuses speak. You rise before doubt can sit beside you. You move before fear can tie your feet. This is the unstoppable self. Not perfect, not fearless, but faithful to action. You no longer fight the world. You train within it. You no longer chase time. You use it. Every morning is a door. You open it with habit. Every night is a mirror. You face it with honesty.
You do not search for shortcuts now. You build long roads. You do not look for easy wins. You build strong foundations. People may not see your effort. That is fine. Roots grow deep in darkness. Trees rise tall in silence. Your mind is clearer now. Noise cannot live there long. Distractions knock, but they do not enter. You guard your focus like a calm warrior. You learned that pain can teach. You learned that failure can guide. You learned that waiting can strengthen patience.
You no longer fear hard days. Hard days sharpen you. Hard days shape you. Hard days remind you who you are becoming. You walk with purpose now. Your steps have direction. Your hours have meaning. Your breath has rhythm. Discipline is no longer a rule. It is your nature. It is the quiet engine inside you. It is the steady drum that keeps your life in motion. When others stop, you continue. When others sleep, you prepare. When others doubt, you build. You do not rush. You do not stall. You move with calm power. Your thoughts obey you. Your habits support you. Your goals pull you forward like the sunrise pulls light across the sky. You see clearly now. Success is not magic. Strength is not luck. Confidence is not a gift. They are built. They are trained. They are repeated. You built them day by day. You trained them choice by choice. You repeated them step by step. Now they belong to you. There was a time you almost quit. There was a night you felt small. There was a moment you wanted comfort more than growth. But you stayed. You breathed. You tried again. That moment changed you, not because it was easy, but because you refused to run. The unstoppable self is born in such moments, not in crowds, not in applause, but in quiet battles no one sees. You fought those battles. You won some. You lost some. You learned from all. Now you carry wisdom instead of worry. You carry patience instead of panic. You carry focus instead of fear. Your past does not control you now. It trained you. Your mistakes do not shame you now. They taught you. You stand taller because you fell before. You speak calmer because you once shouted. You move wiser because you once rushed. This is growth, slow, strong, real. You are not chasing a new life anymore. You are building it. Each choice is a brick. Each habit is cement. Each day is another wall rising toward the sky. Storms may come, they always do, but storms cannot steal what discipline built. Rain cannot wash away your effort. Wind cannot break your will. Time cannot erase your progress. You trust yourself now. That is your greatest power. Not talent, not luck, not approval. Trust. You trust that you will act. You trust that you will rise. You trust that you will continue. That trust makes you dangerous to doubt. That trust makes you strong in silence. That trust makes you unstoppable. You no longer ask if you can. You begin. You no longer wait for courage. You move. You no longer fear effort. You welcome it like a teacher. Your life feels different now. Not louder, not easier, but deeper. You taste purpose in simple tasks. You feel pride in small progress. You see beauty in steady work. This is the reward of discipline. Peace. Not the peace of escape, but the peace of control. You control your actions. You control your direction. You control your response to the world. And that changes everything. Because when you control yourself, the world cannot control you. People will ask your secret. They will search for tricks. They will hope for shortcuts. You will smile quietly. You know the truth. There is no secret. There is only practice. There is only showing up. There is only repeating what matters. There is only choosing growth again and again. This truth is simple. Simple is powerful. You keep going. That is your advantage. You keep building. That is your edge. You keep believing. That is your fire. Years from now, someone will look at you with wonder. They will see strength. They will see calm. They will see certainty. They will not see the early mornings. They will not see the lonely practice. They will not see the silent battles. But you will remember. You will remember every step that built this version of you. You will remember every choice that shaped your path. You will remember every moment you refused to quit. And you will feel proud. Not loud pride, quiet pride. The kind that warms your chest like sunlight through a window. You are no longer the person who wished for change. You are the person who created it. You are no longer controlled by moods. You are guided by purpose. You are no longer stopped by fear. You move with it beside you. This is the unstoppable self. It lives in discipline. It grows in effort. It shines in persistence. And it is yours now.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Self-Study Every Day for more helpful lessons. Leave a comment and tell me what you want to learn next.